Shadow work has become a trending phrase. You see it on social media, in soft pastel carousels, as something aesthetic, a spiritual checklist, a healing buzzword. But shadow work is not a trend. It is a descent, a burning. It is what happens when the surface version of you can no longer contain the truth of what's been buried. Carl Jung, the man who gave us the very term the shadow, didn't see it as a spiritual upgrade. He saw it as a necessary confrontation with the parts of ourselves we exile, the parts we were told were unworthy, the parts we abandoned to survive. He believed that until these unconscious parts are brought into the light, they will control our lives. Without us even knowing, they will shape our relationships, sabotage our dreams, repeat old pain, call the familiar fate. So when someone says they're doing shadow work, what they are really saying, if it's real, is, I am facing the storm I've been avoiding my whole life. Shadow work is not journaling under fairy lights. It's not reading quotes that make you feel spiritual. It's grief. It's rage. It's seeing yourself with eyes that do not look away. It is the moment you realize, I've been wearing masks for so long. I forgot who I was before I was scared. And that realization, it breaks something open, often painfully, because the shadow does not rise gently. It comes up like a wave you can no longer hold back. And it shows you the moments when you silenced yourself, when you performed for love, when you swallowed your truth just to keep the peace, when you believed you had to earn your worth. It shows you the ways you still betray yourself, the habits that numb your pain, the relationships that mirror your unhealed past, the triggers that still own your nervous system. This is not easy work. It's not meant to be, because it is not about becoming something new. It is about reclaiming what you once lost. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Real shadow work is not a trend. It is a spiritual emergency. It is the collapse of the false self. It is what happens when your soul knocks on the door you've locked shut. And this time, you're too tired to keep it closed. The breakdown? That's shadow work. The burnout? That's shadow work. The patterns repeating. The same pain showing up in a new face. The deep loneliness, even when you're surrounded. All of it, signals. All of it, invitations. To stop running. To sit with the uncomfortable. To say, I'm ready to meet the parts of me I've kept hidden. Not to shame them, but to welcome them home. You will meet anger. Let it speak. It protected you once. You will meet grief. Let it cry. It has waited years for this moment. You will meet shame. Don't fight it. Sit beside it. Ask what it wants to be free from. Shadow work is the path back to wholeness. But wholeness isn't light and love only. Wholeness includes your sorrow, your pettiness, your mistakes, your unmet needs, your unmet self. You don't heal by becoming perfect. You heal by becoming honest. This is what Jung called individuation, the journey of becoming an integrated human being. Not the highest version of yourself, the truest one. And that journey starts where most people stop, at the place where it hurts too much to keep pretending. You'll know it's real shadow work when it doesn't feel glamorous. It feels raw, humbling, sometimes hopeless, because you are sitting in front of your oldest pain, not analyzing it, but feeling it. And if you stay, if you don't run this time, something begins to shift. A new awareness is born. You begin to see the inner child beneath the anger, the unmet longing, beneath the people-pleasing, the forgotten voice beneath the silence. And when you meet these parts with tenderness, the real work begins. Reparenting, reclaiming, rebuilding, not to become better, but to become whole. You may lose things in this process. You may lose relationships built on your mask. You may lose identities you worked hard to maintain. You may lose the version of you who always said yes just to feel loved. Let it go. Let all of it burn. What remains will be real. The life you are meant to live cannot be built on avoidance. And no, you will not do it perfectly. There will be days you numb again. Days you fall into old stories. Days you wonder if you're making progress at all. But even then, you are further than you think. Because now, you're aware. And awareness is everything. Jung said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." But the pain is not the point. The point is what the pain reveals. That your soul is still alive. That the parts you thought were lost were simply waiting. Waiting for you to choose. Truth over performance. Presence over perfection. Self-responsibility over self-abandonment. This isn't shadow work because it's trending. This is shadow work because your soul is ready to come home. So let it.